Top rated book on Amazon is The Mental Handbook. You want the physical book? This one right here for free. Click the link below and let's get to work on your game.
DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This video right here that I'm making today, actually I was just Snapchatting about this earlier today. I was asking people on Snap if they wanted to hear me talk about this, and people replied, yeah, they wanted to hear me talk about it. And even if they ain't say nothing, I'm still gonna make this video. This is about one of my biggest regrets in basketball. And this one is one that I didn't even talk about, even in my book, Buy a Game. I talked about one of my other biggest regrets in a previous video. This video is about my senior year of college and what could have been with the group of players that we had that year. And I'm gonna give y'all all the context and all that. This might be a long video, depending on how long I feel like talking about this one. So get ready to listen to this whole story. Now, what I do want to tell you, two disclaimers, is that the biggest regret I ever had in basketball was not finishing playing on this Sunny Hill League team that I was playing on in Philly. If you're from Philly or in the Philly area, you know what the Sunny Hill League is. It's for youth. It's basically up to high school level players, and it's the best players from the whole area. So every player who is nice that you know about, every player in the league that is from the South Jersey, North Jersey, Philly area, all played in the Sunny Hill League. So Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Thomas, Kyle Lowry, Eddie Griffin, anybody you can name from Philly or in the Philly area who ended up playing in the pros, played in the Sunny Hill League. Even the people you can't name played in the Sunny Hill League. And I made a video about that team. It's called The Best Team I Ever Played On, or The Greatest Team I Was Ever a Part of. It's on YouTube. Look that video up and you can see it. Now this video right here is something that I haven't even talked about before. This story that I'm going to tell here is not in my first book, Buy a Game. Even though I talked about Sunny Hill, I ain't talked about it in as much detail in the book as I did in the video. So make sure you watch the video if you only saw the story in the book. And also, this story here, I didn't really talk about it that much in the book at all, not even as much as I talked about Sunny Hill. So this story here is 2003. 2003, 2004 was my senior year of college. I went to this school called Penn State Altoona. For those who don't know, Penn State Altoona is an NCAA Division III school. Division III school, I think y'all know what a Division III school is if you know anything about basketball. Now, in my book, Buy a Game, I told the story of how I got there, how I got recruited and all that, so I'm not going to go over all of that. But this is basically the situation. I'm going to paint the picture for you my senior year, and I'm going to explain to you why this is one of my biggest regrets, because it wasn't 100% something that I did. It was just 100% the circumstance, how everything worked out and how it could have worked and how it didn't work and why it didn't work. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Now, in 2001, I got recruited to Penn State Altoona by this guy named Kenny Macklin. He recruited me there. I played for him for 1 year. He lost his job, got replaced by this dude named Army Gilliam, who was a former NBA player, played 13 years in the NBA. Then he was out of basketball for a while. He didn't do anything basketball-wise, and then he decided to get into coaching. He became a coach. He got hired at Penn State Altoona in 2002. So he got hired in 2002. Basically kicked all the old players off the team except me and two other dudes. I was one of the only dudes left. It was me and two other guys. By the end of that year, his first year coaching, all three of us was off the basketball team. Either kicked off, quit, whatever you want to call it. Different situations. Again, I wrote about it in my book, Buy a Game. If you didn't read it, it's free. The link is right down below. Now, the next year was my senior year of college. My senior year, I didn't transfer to a different school. I knew I was coming back to Penn State Altoona. So basically the situation was I'm either going to get on the team here, get cool with the coach again somehow, some way, and play on the team, or I'm going to just go to school and not be on the basketball team. The long story short is I didn't play on the team, but what I want to give you is the context of what happened there and what could have been. And it's not just about me, it's about a bunch of other people, and I'm going to tell you who those people are right now. Now, going into that year, on our campus was the most talent that we had in my 4 years of college. It was the most talent on one campus that I had seen in all 4 years. Now here's the thing, at a Division III level, the type of talent that we had that year on campus is not the type of talent you usually have at a Division III school. We had dudes, just looking at the roster that we had like 6 guys with professional basketball skill level all on campus at the same time. Now I know this because I ended up playing professional basketball 9 years pro ball after I got out of school. And one of my boys, who I'm going to tell you about in a second, he played pro ball for a couple years before he went and got into coaching. And the other guys who didn't play pro ball, I knew they could because I was going back and forth balling with these dudes, making my game better by playing against these guys every single day. And if I ended up going pro and I'm playing against them to get better, that means they could have went pro if they were so inclined or if things had worked out the way they needed to for those guys if they wanted to. And I'm going to get into all of that in this video. So let me introduce all the characters here so you know who I'm talking about. So first of all, you got me. All y'all pretty much, if you watch my videos, you got an idea of who I am. You read my book, you got an idea of who I am. At the time, 2003, this is August of 2003. I'm recording this in August right now. It might be September by the time you see the video. But in August 2003, I came back to college for my senior year. I don't know what height I was, pretty much the height I am now. Maybe I gotta go a bit taller, who knows. I never measured myself, so if people ask me that, I don't know. I'm athletic, real athletic, wing player. I'm like an all-around guy. I can play basically all 5 positions if I wanted to at any level. I could grab rebounds, I can pass, I can hit from the outside. Of course, I'm going to the hole. I'm super athletic, so I'm dunking on dudes. I was the most athletic guy on campus. My roommate that year was one of my best friends. His name is B Battles. He was the leading scorer. His last name was Battles. His first name was Brandon. We just called him B. So B, when I say that name, that's who I'm talking about. He was my roommate. We lived off campus at Penn State Altoona. Me and him got cool my junior year, but at the time I already had a roommate, and he already had roommates. So then we was like, all right, senior year we're gonna be roommates. So cool, we became roommates. And B was the leading scorer on the team the year before. So when I got kicked off the team my junior year, B stayed on the team, and he kept playing. He was the leading scorer on the team. The team wasn't very good, but he was the leading scorer. He averaged 20 plus points, over 10 rebounds, led the conference in block shots. He was like one of the best players in the conference. If the team had been winning, he might have been conference player of the year, but the team was terrible, so he didn't get player of the year, but he made all conference first team as a junior, and he was doing his thing, and we didn't really have a good team that year. Now, the other people that was involved is my dude Wes. Wes came to Penn State Altoona basically the same time that I got kicked off. So when I got kicked off the team, he came to campus. So we was coming and going at the exact same time. But me and him got cool because he had to sit out because he was transferring. He had to get some paperwork in order. So he sat out for a minute. So we would play pickup ball together. Me and him got real cool on the court. We got real cool off the court. We was like the same size, but we had different games. Where I was like the athletic slasher guy who would just go to the hole and just use my athleticism and speed to overpower you. He was a ball handler. Like, he was the best dude I ever seen hand on the rock. Like, people I knew in person, he had the best handle of anybody that I knew to this very day. And any of y'all seen my crossover tutorials and stuff that I put on YouTube? Like, not the drills where I'm doing the shots, but the actual tutorial where I'm like, this is how you do the crossover. I learned that from Wes. He was the one who taught me that in like 2002. I was like, yo, come to my apartment and show me how you do that damn crossover, dude. I need to know how you do it. And he came and he broke it down. The same way I broke it down in the video, he broke it down and explained it to me how to do it. And that very day, we went to the gym and played pickup. And as soon as first time I got the ball, I used it. And I crossed the shit out this dude and scored. And he was on the other end of the court watching, and we was just smiling at each other because he saw that I used the move that he taught me. And I always remembered that when he showed me that move. So him, even though we was like the same height, I'm the athletic dude trying to dunk on everybody. He's the same height as me, but he's like a point guard. So I'm more like you could call me like a small forward, just the way that I played. Just based on like the way that people understand basketball, okay? That's what I'm saying. So people would say I'm like a small forward wing type dude because I'm like athletic slashing dude. But he's like same height, but he's crossing dudes left and right. Like, he had the nastiest crossover. He hit you with the left to right, he hit you with the right to left, he hit you with the double crossover, and he had the outside shots. He hitting threes on you where I wasn't that great of a shooter. I could make it, but I wasn't that great of a shooter. Like, if you was playing against me in pickup, you'd be like, yo, let him shoot. Not because I was terrible at shooting, but because if I go to the hole, you got much less chance to stop me because I was more athletic than everybody. So me and him made the perfect combination because he had the handle in the shot, I had the athleticism in it, and playing above the rim. So it worked. We worked together, we played together, became, like I said, cool on the court, off the court. So Wes was a point guard. He was a point guard. He wasn't a shooting guard, he's a point guard. I'm a wing all around. I could play 2, 3, 4, and even 5 if I had to, like the coach made me. B was like a center power forward. He's a power forward center, even though B was only like 6'5". Now, Wes might have been actually a little bit taller than me. Wes, because he was like 6'4", 6'5"-ish. I'm like 6'3", 6'4"-ish at the time. So he might have been slightly a bit taller than me, but he's point guard, I'm wing, B is a 4/5. So think about it, between the three of us, and the three of us became like very close friends, and Wes lived in the building right next to us off campus. The three of us always worked together well. When me, Wes, B played on the team together, we won. Almost always, we always won. If we played in a 3-on-3 tournament, we won. Every 3-on-3 tournament we played in together, we won when it was all three of us. Now, there was one time we played in a tournament where Wes was there, I was there, but B was out of town, so we picked up this other dude named TJ, who was like a 6'8" center, biggest dude on campus, and we lost because the team we lost to, they had 3 wing dudes who was just shooting threes, and TJ couldn't come from under the basket to play defense. We lost that tournament. Yeah, I'm blaming TJ for that loss. And B wasn't there. B had been there, we'd have won that tournament. That's the only time me and West together lost in the 3-on-3, but because B wasn't there. But me, B, West, we dominated every 3-on-3. We used to take our team, and I'm going to tell y'all the other people too, but I got to give y'all all the context. That's why I told you it's going to be a long video. We used to take our team, me, West, B, when the season was over this year, that senior year of college, and I'm going to get to what happened during the season in a second. But when the season was over, the 3 of us was like, yo, the pickup games at Altoona is trash. Because on our campus, again, it's a Division III school. So the players on the basketball team, they wasn't even ball players like that. And when I say they wasn't ball players, let me give you context of what that means. If you're a ball player, when the season's over, what are you doing? Do you keep coming to the gym and working out, or do you just disappear until next season starts? All of you who's ball players know, you still can come to the gym. You come to the gym to play pickup because that's how you keep your game sharp. That's how you work on other stuff. That's how you that's how you get better. That's how you work on your game. You come play pickup. You come work on your game, of course, but you come play pickup too because that's where it's at. When the season ended at Penn State Altoona, nobody on the basketball team would come to the gym no more. They would just stop coming to the gym. They wasn't really ball players. They was dudes who played basketball. They wasn't ball players. That's 2 completely different things. For those who don't understand that. Me, B, West, we was ball players. So when the season's in, we go to pickup. Nobody's in the gym playing pickup. And even when the dudes who was on the team came to the gym, they wasn't really good players. A lot of them was garbage. And I'm gonna get to why they were garbage in a moment. And if you read my book, you might have a little bit of an idea. But again, they was garbage. So we like, yo, these games ain't even nothing. We need to go up to State College, which is Penn State's main campus. Like Penn State, the football team and the D1 basketball team, that's the main campus of Penn State. They're in State College, PA, 45-minute drive from Altoona. That's where we was in Altoona. So we would drive 45 minutes north and go to State College. And we was already doing that because my sophomore year, I started going on. Back then they had this website called blackplanet.com. And I used to go on Black Planet and try to meet girls off Black Planet who was in my area. And I used to meet girls who was at State College on Black Planet. So then I would drive up to Penn State main campus through Black Planet to go mess with some chicks up there. Not even playing ball. I would just go up there to party and mess with chicks. So I already knew what it was like to drive up to State. I already knew it was, listen, Penn State Altoona's campus is like 4,500 people, 4,500 people. Penn State's main campus is like 50,000 people. So they had 10 times more people than we had. So it was way more girls up there. It was dudes up there too, and dudes know where the girls is at, dudes know where the party's at, and dudes know where to play ball at. So it was just more people. So I knew about State College, so I used to tell my man, I used to tell B, like, yo, we need to go up to State. And B was like, yo, that's cool. Because the chick he was seeing at the time, she went to State College. She went to school at State College. So he was like, yo, I'll be going up there anyway because my chick is up there. So I'm like, cool, then we just need to go up to State. And since West was my man, and West was B's man too because he played on the basketball team with him, the 3 of us got together. We like, yo, we just gonna go up to State and play pickup up there. And when I say State, that means State College. We used to just call it State. We gonna leave Altoona and go to State College and just play pickup up there. So every Friday, we would go to State College and play pickup. It would just be 3 of us, and we just pick up 2 random dudes in the gym up there. And if any of y'all went to Penn State, you went to Penn State, you know what I'm talking about. They had multiple places where you could play pickup ball. Now at Penn State Altoona, it was one gym, and everybody played pickup at that one gym. Wasn't nowhere else to go. It was an outdoor court, but we never played outside. State College, they had, of course, you got the main building where they played the actual games. Back then it was called the Bryce Jordan Center. I don't know if it's still called that, or if that's even the building they play in anymore. I have no idea. You can tell me if you know. But then they had this building called the IM building, which stands for intramural. Intramural is like players who not on the actual team, but you want to play competitively, they make leagues. They had a whole building for intramural sports at Penn State's main campus. And a lot of big campuses have this, but again, I went to a smaller campus. So we would go to the IM building for standing for intramural, and they had like 4 full courts in the building, and then you go to the back of the building, it was like 3 more full courts. So they had all these full courts in the building. We used to walk in there like, yo, we need this on our campus, but we didn't have enough people who even gave a damn about basketball to even use it. So we would go up there, we play pickup, we playing against like the regular dudes on campus who would come in there all the time to play pickup, who was better than the regular dudes at our campus. Then you had the basketball team dudes who would come in there to play. Once they heard about us, because we used to go up there every week and kick their ass. Not the basketball team, but the regular dudes, we go up there and kick their ass. So they used to come like, yo, these dudes from Altoona coming in here to play. And we got cool with them. It was dudes we was cool with. Like, because they could see we was cool. We could see they was cool. So we became cool with them. It was dudes from Philly, and I'm from Philly. So we got cool with those dudes, like, off the court in ways. But they saw we was cool guys from playing ball, and we was kicking their ass. So they used to bring more and more dudes every week. More people would come on Fridays from State College on campus, they would be like, yo, we got to go to the Iron Building and play pickup because these dudes from Altoona coming up here, and we used to wear our practice jerseys. So that's how they knew we was from Altoona. They was like, yo, where y'all play at? Y'all go here? Because they know they didn't know us. Like, they know they never seen us before. And, you know, at a college campus, you see some dudes who can play ball, and they in there hooping, and you black, and you looking at them. And I am saying black because this is black dudes we got cool with. They be like, yo, I know I would have seen these dudes on campus or at a party or with some girls. They in here hooping. They never seen us before, so they knew he wasn't from State College. So they found out where we was from. We talked to him. And then the next week, it'd be more dudes and more dudes and more dudes because they was all trying to beat us in pickup because we was kicking their ass. Then one day, the men's basketball team start coming in there. Not all of them, but like 4 or 5 guys from the men's basketball team, the main team, the D1 dudes, they started coming in there playing against us. So we going at them. We got cool with some of them. Wasn't cool with all of them because we was trying to kick their ass on the court. Then, who was the guys that was there then? If I remember names, one of them was a dude named Jan Jago. He was a German guy. He was like 7 feet tall. He was like 7 feet tall. It was like Dirk Nowitzki, but not, I mean, he wasn't as good as Dirk. But he was like Dirk Nowitzki, like a power forward, but he was kind of skinny. He was real athletic. I used to throw this dude alley-oops. I just throw it in the vicinity of the rim. Couldn't nobody stop him in no pickup games. And there was a few other dudes. I don't remember everybody's name. And there was one guard. I got to remember this guard's name. I don't remember his name. He was from New York. If I remember his name, I'll tell you in a second. I got to think about it. And then one day, the women's basketball team started coming in there. The women's team came in there because they used to come play pickup too. And the women would get on the court, and all the dudes is like, of course, dudes, you see women come and play. You're like, we're going to beat these girls. And the girls was beating people. They was winning pickup games in the IM building, and it's packed. Like when the girls team came and the men's team came, everybody would come to the IM because they're like, yo, the basketball team in here. We got to go play so we could go at the basketball team. The basketball team was kicking everybody's ass except us. We was beating the men's team. We was beating the women's team. We in there playing. Not to say we won every game, but we was in there balling. And people used to start coming to the gym on Fridays at State College because dudes from another campus was coming in there, and we was shutting it down every single week. They even did a story in the newspaper in State College about us coming up there playing. But by the time they did it, it was watered down because some of the clown players from Altoona started going up there too because they got word of what we was doing. And when they did the story, the particular day they did the story, we weren't there, but the clown dudes from our campus was there, and they the ones who got in the paper. But that's a whole different story. Maybe I'll get to that later. So now let me get back to setting the scene for this year at Penn State Altoona, 2003-2004. So I told you me. I told you about my man B, who was my roommate, one of my best friends. He was a power forward center, 6'5". Told you about my man Wes. He like 6'5". He's a point guard. And so that's 3 of us. Now it was my man Tone. He was a guard. Tone was like 6 feet tall. He was point guard, obviously. Well, let me not say obviously, but he was a point guard. And Tone would be around sometimes he wouldn't be around. He wasn't always around. He'd be back and forth from campus all the time. So he wasn't always with us when we played pickup, but sometimes he was. Then you had 3 other dudes I'm gonna tell you about. First, it was a dude named Tyler. Tyler was from Altoona. He grew up in Altoona. He played at Altoona High School, and then he went to Penn State Altoona. Now, Tyler was the best player amongst, after these guys I'm going to name, he was better than all the other cats on campus besides us. He wasn't better than us. And if Tyler, you watching this, shout out to Tyler, you know he wasn't better than us. Tyler was good, but he was from the town. Everybody in Altoona knew Tyler. He was like the best player in the city of Altoona from Altoona. He was one of the best players, especially being young. He was like a sophomore or freshman when he was hooping with us. So he was around that year. And Tyler didn't really get good till after we left. So he got good kind of after that. He wasn't really that good the first year. Then there's 2 other dudes who was real nice. There was one dude named Jay. He was a point guard. Jay had went to a different Penn State branch campus before he came to Altoona. And this is the crazy thing about this year. This is what made it crazy. All of us came from a different campus before we came there that year. All of us was at a different school in college before we got there. I came from Penn State Abington. B came from Penn State McKeesport. Wes came from Carolina. This dude Jay, he went to Pitt. I forget, he went to one of the Pitt campuses, not the main Pitt campus, Pittsburgh that is, but he went to a different Pitt campus, and then he got recruited to Altoona. He came to Altoona because of Gilliam. Army Gilliam had big reach with recruiting, so he was bringing in players who had been at D1 schools and bringing them, or was about to go to D1 schools and bringing them to our school for whatever reason. So this dude Jay was nice. Jay was a point guard. Jay was like 6 feet tall. Nice. This dude had nasty handles. Jay could dunk. He had vertical. He could dunk. He would cross you. He was strong. He'd get to the hole. Him and Wes both was like the nastiest, 2 of the nastiest point guards I ever knew in person. Actually, the 2 nastiest is one other dude that I knew that was Wes's friend back in Carolina named Sellers. He was nice too. But I ain't played with him every single day, day in, day out. But I seen Jay every day for a while. I seen Wes every day for a minute. And they was two of the nastiest guards I ever seen play as far as their ability to handle it. They could both go to the hole. They were strong taking it to the rack. Wes wasn't athletic like that. Jay was more athletic. Wes had that outside shot, and Wes was a little bit more unselfish than Jay. Jay was a very Allen Iverson type, I'm going to score all the points type dude, or he would pass it as long as you was going to shoot it so he could look good. Jay was kind of selfish the way he played. And if he watching this, he know I'm telling the truth. And Wes was a little bit more unselfish. He would get a ball up, but both of them was nice, and they could work together. They could play together. Because Jay and Wes kind of built a bond because they was together for a minute when I wasn't around. I think in the summertime they was both there at the same time. So they got real cool. So they could play off each other, but sometimes Jay would just get into his thing trying to go one-on-one. He wouldn't pass the fucking ball. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. But Jay was nasty. Anyway, he was nasty. And then there was this other dude named Sheed. Sheed was like 6'5". So we had all these dudes who was like 6'4", 6'5". Sheed was like 6'5", but he was like a shooting guard / small forward. But since he was 6'5", Gilliam would kind of end up putting him as like a forward, even though he had like a shooting guard, small forward game. She liked to shoot jump shots. He liked to, break people down, isolation, one-on-one, and he could play. He wasn't really a post-up dude, but he was athletic. He could jump, he could dunk clean, he could block shots clean. I remember I tried to dunk on him like off the vert one time in early season pickup games, and he blocked me. But we respected each other because I knew his game, he knew my game, and sometimes we went at it a lot, but we had respect for each other because I knew he could play and he knew I could play. But anyway, so that was the 5 main dudes I want to talk about in this video, because Tone wasn't always around that much. He was there sometimes, but a lot of times he wasn't. And Tyler ended up being the man at Altoona after that year, after we left, but he was definitely not the man when we was there. And he was like, it was all of us was right here. The 5 dudes I'm talking about, me, B, Wes, Jay, She was up here, and Tyler was right here, and then everybody else on campus was down here. I'm talking about even the dudes on the basketball team, they was all down here. And no disrespect to those dudes. If y'all watching this video or this video gets back to you or you hear that I said that, no disrespect to y'all, but listen, I'm telling the story as it is. I'm telling it how it happened. We was on this level, then Tyler was right here, then everybody else was down here. The rest of these dudes wasn't really ball players. They played ball when it was convenient, they didn't adjust their schedule to go play ball. Like, they wasn't the type of dudes. If you go to college, you know what I'm talking about, what I'm about to say right here. And if you've been to college, you understand this. We would skip classes to go play ball. Like, I would have class on like a Wednesday night at like 6:30, but I knew that's when the pickup was popping off. Not like I missed the class every time, but every once in a while I'll be like, yo, you know what? Forget this class. I'm going to play pickup. Forget that, because I knew it was going to be popping in the gym that night. I'm like, yo, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to play pickup. I don't care what we doing in class. I get the notes from somebody else or I'll figure it out later. As long as I get a C in the class, I'm straight. I would skip class to go play ball. Any of y'all who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. If you don't understand that, then listen, you don't understand it, but you can still enjoy the story. So we was ball players, the 5 of us, me, B, Wes, Jay, She. So that year, let me explain to you how this works. So Armin Gilliam comes in coaching, right? He gets there and he sees the team. He like, all right, this team was trash the year before I got the job, so I'm not keeping all the players on this team, which is a logical decision. I would think the same thing. Like, if I come to take over for a team that was garbage the year before as a coach, I'm like, all right, so this team was garbage last year, and like 10 players is coming back from the garbage team. I'm definitely not keeping all these players because y'all the reason we was garbage. So some of y'all got to go. At least half of y'all got to go. So he got rid of 90% of the team, pretty much. He got rid of a lot of people. And that wasn't 90%. But y'all get what I'm saying. I'm exaggerating. He got rid of a whole bunch of people, and then the people he kept, he ran them off the team. So Gilliam was like, I need a whole new club. But the first year he was coaching, he didn't get a chance to recruit people because he tried to work with what was there. He had a whole bunch of freshmen on the team. And this is what happened when the season started. Before the season started, right, I go in Gilliam's office, and I'm like, yo, I just try to talk to him, just try to figure out what he was thinking. I'm like, what you looking at as far as the season goes? Like, what kind of team you trying to put together? What type of players are you looking for? Like, what type of player do I need to be to make this team? And this is what I asked him. I came straight in and asked him that. And this is the same thing I tell y'all. When you trying to talk to your coach or your would-be coach, how can you make the team? Go ask him, what do I need to do? What kind of player do I need to be to make this team? And let him tell you. Because every coach is different, so I can't tell you what every coach is going to say. You got to go ask that coach. So anyway, I went and asked him. I'm like, yo, what I got to do to make this team? What kind of player do I need to be is what I asked him. What kind of player I need to be to make this team? And Gilliam was just like, look, man, everybody going to have to come to tryouts. Everybody got to show their game and earn their spot. I'm not guaranteeing nobody nothing. There's only one spot that I know is guaranteed on this team. The one spot I know is guaranteed it was this dude named Kenny. He was a point guard. He had been on the team the year before when I was on the team. And he was the team captain, actually. He was honorable mention all conference. Kenny had game. For the league we was in, again, this is Division III, Pennsylvania, in the suburbs of Pennsylvania. So we playing against other D3 schools out in the middle of the state of Pennsylvania and on the west side of the state of Pennsylvania. Kenny was good amongst those players. And I'm going to tell you why I'm giving that qualification for Kenny, because I'll tell you why when we get to later in the story. I'll tell you why. So anyway, he was like, Kenny's the only person who's guaranteed a spot because he's going to be my point guard. Gilliam's like, I know I need a point guard. I need a veteran point guard. Kenny was about to be I was a junior, so Kenny was about to be a senior. So he's like, Kenny's going to be at my point guard. Everybody else got to earn a spot. Nobody else got nothing. So I'm like, all right. That's all he would tell me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in the gym playing pickup every day. I'm going hard because I'm like, all right, I need to establish that I'm better than all these people because I got to prove that I'm the dude. This is my junior year that I'm telling you this happened. So my junior year, Gilliam comes in. He cuts all these people off the team, and all we have was a bunch of freshmen. So first game of the season, I'm a junior. B is a junior. He was on the team. This dude named LaRon was on the team. He made the team the year before. LaRon was on the team. He was a sophomore, and Kenny was a junior. Everybody else was freshmen. So 12 people on the roster, 13, 14 people on the roster, 8 freshmen, 4 veterans. So the first game of the season, first game, we playing at this school called Juniata College outside of Altoona. We used to play them every year. They had this like season opening tournament. Y'all know those season opening tournaments where there's like 4 teams in the tournament? So we played in that tournament. First game of the season, we playing against Juniata. Starting lineup. Kenny at point guard, LaRon playing the 2, me playing the 3. B and this dude named Pat. It was a dude named Pat. He was from Philly. He was a freshman. They was the bigs. It doesn't matter who was power forward, who was center. They was the bigs. Game starts, Juniata goes into a full court press because obviously we didn't have much depth. We didn't have much depth at any position. But we got LaRon, who played good minutes the year before. Me, I know what I can do. B had game. B hadn't played the year before. He had to sit out. So B's ready to go, but he's in the front court. Kenny was a senior point guard, so he's straight. So look, they go into a full court press. I'm like, cool, go into a full court press. Y'all go into a full court press. I'm about to get some highlight dunks out here. Because y'all know, I don't know how they do it now because I ain't no coach. But the way we broke the full court press was that when we saw a full court press was on, our big man would take the ball out of bounds. It'd be 2 guards. 2 guards would be like even parallel to each other. Me, I'd be at the half court line. So I'm at the half court line waiting for the outlet. So basically he inbounds it to one of the guards. They come trap one of those guards. The guard passes to the guy who's open. And then that guy's supposed to get either dribble the ball up if it's the guard, or he passes it up to me. I'm at half court. And now at that point, when I catch the ball, basically, this is the long and short of it. I catch the ball and there's a 2-on-1. It's me and my big man, whoever that is. It was this dude named Pat at the time because B would take the ball out. So it was me and Pat against one defensive player from the other team. And that's what we wanted. We wanted the 2-on-1 so we could finish. So I caught the first time they did the full court press, the ball gets turned over. The ball never made it to half court. It gets turned over, they score. Before the ball never even got to me. Next time, they do the full court press. Ball gets turned over again. They score. Next time, we break the full court press. The ball gets go over my head. So look, the dude sees that they might pass it to me. So the defender from Juniata, he comes up to defend me so I can't get the ball. So the guy, I think it was B throws the pass over my head to the dude Pat, freshman, big man, wide open. Catches the ball at the foul line to make a layup. Nobody near him. Dribbles one time, blows the layup. Pat blows the layup. Everybody in the gym was like, oh. Again, this is a road game, mind you. He blows the layup. They come down, they score. So the score is like 6-0, 8-0. And again, we haven't even run our offense yet because we keep either turning it over or blowing a layup. We do it again. D throws the ball to Pat again, wide open again. He blows the layup. Mind you, this is the first game of the season, first game of Gilliam's coaching career. We down like 10-0. We got 2 blown layups and like 3 turnovers. Then finally, the ball gets to me at half court. This is the first time I actually touched the ball at the first 5 possessions of the game. First time I touched the ball, and we all trying to break the press. I finally get the ball to me. Boom, I made 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, glide into the lane, make a left-hand layup. First points of the season. I scored the first 2 points of the season. Second later, a foul gets called. Somebody gets fouled. It's a dead ball. Whistle blows. Substitution. Gilliam subs out all 4. He subs out 4 people and leaves B in the game. He subs out Kenny. He subs out LaRon. He subs out me. He subs out Pat. Puts in 4 freshmen. And B stays in the game. We play the rest of the half with 4 freshmen. B stays in the game. We down by like 30 at halftime. We get in the locker room. Army Gilliam already quit. Now, Army Gilliam died like 6, 7, maybe 10 years ago. He passed away. He was playing pickup at LA Fitness, and he had a heart attack in the middle of the game, passed away. So So rest in peace to Armin Gilliam. So I'm telling y'all what happened at halftime in the locker room. We get in the locker room, Armin Gilliam's already quit. He's saying all this stuff like, yo, I would have knocked some of y'all guys out if I was a player on this team. Some of y'all already quit. He was basically saying the stuff that he did. He quit because he put all these freshmen in the game, and then so he could use that as a built-in excuse. So end up, long story short, we get blown out in the first game by like 40. After the game, Gilliam's talking to the reporters, and he's like, yeah, well, that's what's going to happen when you got all freshmen in the game. Like, dude, you had 3 juniors and a sophomore in the game, but you took us all out so you could have a built-in excuse for losing. You quit. He quit. I wish he was still alive because I told him to his face he quit. He quit. But anyway, we end up losing that game. Season goes on. I get 8 games into the season. I get kicked off the team. Kenny quits because Gilliam don't put him in the game. Kenny's family comes to the game to watch him play. Mind you, he's the only senior on the team. They come to the game to watch him play. They travel to Altoona to watch him play. He didn't get in the game. Like, that's just ultimate disrespect. Kenny quits the team. LaRon quits the team. I'm off the team. So nobody from the previous year is on the team. 10 games into Gilliam's job. Nobody from the previous team is on the squad. So all it is B and a whole bunch of freshmen, and the team's trash. They went like 2-25 into the season. So that off season, Armin Gilliam goes and starts recruiting. He like, yo, I got to get some talent in here. Halfway through the season, actually me backtracking the story, halfway through the season, he recruits this dude to end up being Wes. And if you read my book, Buy a Game, you know the story on when I first met Wes. Halfway through the year, but Wes was transferring in, so when you transfer, he had to get his credits transferred, all that. So he sat out like that half of the season. So boom, me and Wes start playing pickup. We got cool. That's the part that I was talking about before. And me and B was already cool. And Wes is practicing with the team, though he can't play. So him and B get cool. Me and Wes was already cool. So the 3 of us became friends. Still best of friends to this day. Wes is my man, B's my man, been in their weddings. They be in my wedding. I ain't getting married yet, but y'all get what I'm saying. 2 of my best friends. So anyway, that summer, Gilliam's like, y'all gotta bring in some talent. I gotta start recruiting. So Gilliam recruits all these players. That summer, this dude Jay comes to campus in the summertime. Him and Wes get cool because Wes was on campus taking class. So him and Wes got cool. I was home in Philly. B's home in Pittsburgh. We used to communicate by phone. Mind you, it ain't no Snapchat and YouTube and all that back then. We communicate by phone. But Wes and Jay is in Altoona. They get cool, and Jay's nice. I didn't know Jay yet. So then we had this tournament. B calls me. He says, yo, there's a 3-on-3 tournament happening in Pittsburgh. Y'all should come. Yo, he's like, yo, this is what you gotta do, Dre, because he knew my car had broke down the previous year, so I ain't had no whip. He like, yo, Dre, come to Altoona. Look, take like a Greyhound bus or something, Dre. Come to Altoona, because Wes already staying in Altoona. Look, just stay at West crib for like a day or 2. Boom, I'm gonna come up from Pittsburgh to Altoona. We all gonna hang out in Altoona for like 1 day. And then the 3 of us, me, you, Wes, we gonna drive to Pittsburgh. We gonna go win this bread, and then you can just go back to Altoona. I'm like, bet, let's do it. So I do it. I take a Greyhound bus. I took a Greyhound bus from Philly to Altoona. It wasn't that long. It was like 8 hours. That is a long time, but listen, I took a Greyhound longer than that. You ain't even hear that story. But anyway, I take a Greyhound bus from Philly to Altoona, middle of the summer, this is the summer of 2003. This is before my senior year. I go up to Altoona. I meet Jay. I had met Jay earlier in the year, like before this spring semester ended. I had met Jay, and I seen him play a little bit, but I ain't really see him really go, because I wasn't part of the club that time. Gilliam was holding pickup and stuff, but I wasn't part of it because I was out of the program. So anyway, I met Jay, but I didn't really get to play with him. And Jay had something else going on, so he couldn't come to the tournament. So it was me, Wes B. We drive to Pittsburgh. We barely slept the night before, dude. I'm like sleepwalking through some of these games. In between the games, dude, I'm in the summer. This is summertime. It's like August, June, something like that, July. It was a water sprinkler next to the courts. I'm going to the water sprinkler, letting the water flow on me because I'm like, yo, trying to stay awake in between the games because I barely slept the night before. But anyway, we won the tournament. We win the 3-on-3 tournament in Pittsburgh. We got like in addition to whatever we won, we got like free pizzas. We got some trophies and all that. I go back to Altoona with Wes. B stays back in Pittsburgh. I catch the Greyhound bus back to Philly, and that's it for that. That's the end of the summer. We come back to Altoona in the summer. Me and B is roommates. Wes is in the building right next to us. Jay's living next door to Wes, so we all in the same space. Everybody cool. 2003, August 2003, we like, yo, this year is about to be crazy. It's our senior year. We know all the chicks. Everybody on campus know us from playing ball. Like, we got our off-campus apartment. We all roommates. We ain't got to worry about no clown-ass roommates. This year is about to be crazy. School year begins. We get to of course, first thing we do, we ball players. We go to the gym. We going to play pickup. So I'm in there, Wes in there, B in there. Jay's in there. I hadn't really seen Jay play yet, but I met Jay. I seen Jay. He came through. He starts playing. This dude, Sheed, comes. I didn't know Sheed before that. He comes in and starts playing. And as soon as we seen each other, we sizing each other up because we got the same size. He athletic, I'm athletic. I'm more of a slasher, he more of a shooter. So we going at it. Jay and Wes is going at it. They playing on teams. B is in there talking. Then you got all these new dudes on campus. It was a whole bunch of dudes on campus who had decided to go to school at Altoona because they think they can make the basketball team. Because they saw how trash the team was the year before. They know it was a new coach. They know all the old players got kicked off the roster. So I see it. They smelling blood. They see an opportunity. Now me, I'm like the only dude left walking around campus like still hooping who was on the team with the old coach. So like Kenny, the dude who got the point guard, he was doing like an internship or something, so he wasn't even on campus most of the year. All the other dudes who got kicked off, they stopped playing, but they didn't even come play pickup. They didn't even come to the gym, or they graduated. They was gone. I was the only dude left from the previous regime who was still coming to the gym every day and hoop. So I'm in there looking like, yo, the campus that I got recruited to is not nothing like what I'm looking at right now. All these bum ass dudes who can't play coming in here because they think they can make the basketball team, and they all garbage. So I was kind of pissed off. I was taking it kind of personal. Like, this is personally bothering me that these dudes was even coming in the gym. Because mind you, a lot of these cats went to school there. When I got there, they never came to the gym. Why? Because they knew they couldn't fucking play. They knew they ain't had no game. They knew they couldn't hang. They didn't even try to play with us when the old team was there. But then when everybody got kicked off and the new coach came in, all of a sudden these dudes had heart and they come into the gym to play pickup. I'm like, yo, your bum ass used to come in here and watch. Now you want to come play? Now you think you can play? Okay. So I'm taking it personal. I'm like, I'm in there trying to bust everybody ass. I don't care if you're a computer science major with glasses on. I'm trying to bust your ass and embarrass you just for coming in the gym. That's just the way that I looked at it. So I'm in there doing my thing. Me and Wes had already played like 80 pickup games together. We won like damn near all 80 of them. No, true story. That previous year. So Wes is in there, B comes in there, and it's these freshmen, bum ass freshmen trying to go at us, trying to play with us. I'm like, yo, these dudes have no idea. Then she's in there, Jay in there. So the pickup games, the beginning of my senior year, and if you played college basketball, you know what I mean. Like at the beginning of the semester, which is right now for a lot of y'all, the beginning of the semester up until when practice begins, that's like the illest part of the year for playing pickup. Because when practice starts, then ain't no pickup because y'all going to practice all the time. And ain't nobody who can play really playing pickup. All the dudes who can play on the basketball team. And then after the season, it's sometimes cool, but then people be doing other things, and they've been on campus all year, so people got all these other things going on. But at the beginning of the year, when everybody first get to campus, everybody in there trying to prove something, everybody trying to see who's who, all the girls in there trying to see who the dudes is, the dudes trying to show off for the girls. That's the illest part of the year. So that late August, like almost August, September, and like the beginning of October, that's when the games be the best. That's 6-week stretch. So boom, we get in there, the games is crazy. It's girls in there every day. I'm trying not to skip classes because the beginning of the semester so I could go play pickup. I'm coming in there after class. I see all the girls and I'm like, yo, I can't wait till tomorrow so I can come in here and hoop. It was crazy. So I go in Gilliam's office. Gilliam had recruited a whole bunch of new dudes. Some of them could play. A couple of them, Jay could play, she could play, and I knew Wes could play. The rest of them was trash. All the rest of the dudes Gilliam recruited was trash. And he recruited like 8 players. All the rest of them was garbage. I'm not even saying their names in this video because none of them play. And then it was a whole bunch of dudes who was already there from the previous year who under no circumstances should they have even been playing college basketball, let alone on that team. But they made it because Gilliam wanted to kick everybody else off. So they made the team by default. And again, if you from Altoona, you went to Altoona when I went there, and you listened to me say this, or you made the team when Gilliam was coaching, and you was just a student on campus, you wasn't a recruit, you was just a student on campus, and you made the team when Gilliam was coaching, listen, don't take this as a personal thing, but on a business level, and basketball is business for me, listen, you shouldn't have been on the team. You was a bum. You couldn't play. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm just telling you what it is. And if you could play, listen, what you do besides play at Altoona. Exactly. So now, this is what it is. Gilliam had recruited all these dudes who was trash, but he had recruited them. So I go in his office. Mind you, this is my mindset. 2 of my best friends is going to be on the team this year. I'm a senior. They seniors. We got some talent here. Let me go just talk to the coach. Maybe I'll get cool with the coach. 2 of my mans is going to be on the team. Even if I don't even get to play the way I want to play or I have a diminished role, let me just see if he's open to me being on the team so I could at least be a part of it with my friends. You know, it's my senior year of college. So I go in his office and I'm like, yo, I'm talking to him. I'm like, listen, I want to come back to the basketball team. I just told him straight up, I want to come back to the basketball program. Tell me what's up. What's the deal? If I come to the first day of practice, are you going to have me as a part of the team or what? Because he already knew I could play. He knew what I was capable of doing. He saw me play. So it wasn't a question of can you play or not, and it wasn't a question of him comparing me to none of his bum-ass recruits because he knew I was better than them. He seen the pickup games. He would come in there and watch. He knew what the deal was. So he said, he was like, listen, man, I recruited all these players and they got to play. Like, the guys I recruited have to play. So even if you come to the team, you got to understand that they're going to be playing. All these dudes going to be ahead of you just because. And the thing with Gilliam is, because some of you might be thinking, okay, Dre, why don't you just say, okay, accept that, then go to practice, and then just bust their ass, and then you'll be ahead of them. Which is what my first thought was. My first instinct was like, okay, I don't care about that. I'll come to practice. Within 24 hours, you're going to know I'm way better than all these bum-ass dudes. I'm going to earn my spot. But here's the thing about Armin Gilliam. And again, I wish he was allowed to defend himself, but I'm going to tell you straight up. And if anybody who played at Altoona is watching this, you can leave a comment and let me know, or you can get in touch with me directly, even better, and let me know. If you know any of the people I mentioned, they know how to reach me. B know how to reach me. West know how to reach me. Get in touch with them to tell you. The thing is, Gilliam would diminish somebody's playing time or diminish somebody's role just on purpose. Even if that person could help the team better, he wouldn't put them in the game. Or he would diminish their role just on purpose, just to prove a point, because he wanted to prove he was like the guy. He was the guy in charge. He stripped, I remember B was the captain. B told me the story. B was the captain of the team. This bum-ass dude who was on the team named Mark Labrizzi had got eligible. He finally got eligible. He makes Mark the captain and strips B of the captaincy. Mind you, B is averaging 20 and 10, leading the conference in blocks. He strips B of the captaincy and gives it to this dude Mark, who's done nothing, who's proved nothing. Why would you even do that? Like, Gilliam would just do things that didn't make no sense just because he could. That's the type of dude he was. So me knowing this in the back of my mind, I couldn't have verbalized this. I couldn't have explained it the way I am now back then. I'm thinking, all right, if he says that, that means he's going to like let me make the team and then I just don't even get in the game. That's what I'm thinking. And mind you, I'm 21 years old. I'm immature. I have a lot of pride, a whole lot of ego, like as I just explained to you, because I'm like, I'm busting all these dudes' ass. I'm about to fuck all these dudes up because they think they can play. They know they can't. And I'm like, he going to put me behind these dudes on purpose and not let me earn my playing time. So I'm like, forget it. I ain't going to go. So the first day of practice happens. I don't show up. I decided I wasn't going to play on the team. I'm like, forget it. I'm going to just work on my game. I'm going to play intramurals, and then I'm going to go try to make this overseas thing happen. That was my decision. That decision right there, combined with what else happened that year, I regret that decision. That's my second biggest regret in basketball, is not playing that year. Even though I might have sat the bench the whole year, I doubt it. I think eventually Gilliam would have been like, yo, Dre, let's try Dre in this position because this dude can't do it. He can't do it. You can't guard that dude on the other team. Let's put Dre in the game. I think eventually that would have happened. If I was more mature, if I was able to think about it with a more disciplined mindset like I got now as compared to then, I would have just went and played on the team and just earned my spot. Because look, everybody on campus knew I could play. So if you came to a game and you watching the team play and you see some dude on the court who shouldn't be on the court doing nothing, but then you see me sitting on the bench, they go, yo, why Dre not in the game? We know Dre is 10 times better than this dude. Everybody would have knew. So it's not like I would have been sitting there and people thought I was trash because I was on the bench. Everybody knew I could play. I've been there 3 years or 2 years. Everybody knew my game. I played more pickup games in Altoona and that gym than anybody. During my 3 years there, I played more pickup than anybody. I built that gym. Let's put it like that. I built the gym at Penn State Altoona during the years I was there. Now, after me and before me, it was somebody else. But I played more games in that gym than anybody while I was there. So everybody knew I could play. So I don't know why I ended up making that decision besides what I just told you. But I should have stayed and played on the team, even if I would have been playing 5 minutes a game or whatever Gilliam was going to end up doing. I should have just played. But I didn't. Now, this is the reason why I regret not playing. It's not just because of me personally. Because look what happened after. I went and did the overseas camps. I did the tryouts, and I went and made a career happen. So it was cool. I went and made a career happen anyway without playing at Altoona, because what I understood, I don't know if I wrote this in my book or not, but when I put out my full book about basketball, I'm explaining this. I knew that playing at Altoona, no matter what I did, wasn't going to get me a career in the pros. Nothing I did at Altoona was going to get me into the pros. Even if I went to Altoona and averaged 25, it wasn't going to get me in the pros. And I know that's true because there's dudes who went and averaged 25 after me, averaged 25 at Altoona, and didn't sniff the pros. So I knew playing in Altoona and doing my thing still wasn't going to get me pro any closer to pro than just not playing at Altoona and just going and doing the workouts. I was basically like a dude who didn't play in college. That's pretty much what I was, but just saying that I played gave me some kind of credibility, but I had to earn 100% of it on the court. So that was really my rationale. The only thing that was on my mind at that point was I'm going to go pro and play ball overseas. That's what I was thinking about. I didn't know how, but I was so determined that I knew I was going to figure out a way to make it work. But I should have played that year. Now, this is the reason why it's a regret bigger than just me. Because the talent that we had that year, between the 5 dudes that I told you, me, B, Wes, Jay, Sheed. It wasn't, I guarantee, there's no way of me knowing this. And this is not a quantifiable thing that I'm about to say. This is purely subjective, purely my opinion. There was no Division III school in America that had that much talent amongst 5 players on campus at the same time like we did that year. Those 5 dudes, me, Wes, B, Jay, Sheed. There wasn't no college team, no college campus, forget a team, just the campus period, that had 5 dudes with that much talent all on the campus at once at a Division III school. Maybe at a D2, maybe at a D1, but at a D3, no. That type of talent wasn't there, and I'm telling you this straight up. And I'm telling you this as somebody who went and played overseas after all this happened. There was times where I couldn't guard Sheed in pickup games. There was times where I was like, yo, I couldn't stop this dude. I gotta hack him because I couldn't stop him from scoring. He kept scoring. He could play. There was times he was playing better than me. There was times when I couldn't guard Wes in that damn crossover. He used to cross me. I'd be like, yo, I can't guard this dude. He's too quick. I couldn't stay in front of him. I couldn't decide if he was gonna go left or right. Whichever way I leaned, he went the other way. Whether it was a blow by or a crossover, I couldn't stop him from hitting that jump shot. Like, he could play. It was times where I could not stop this dude. He taught me the crossover. I already told you. I can't give you, there ain't no higher respect I can give you than that, than tell you that this dude taught me the thing that I taught you in a video that got 900,000 views. I can't tell you nothing higher than that. It was times where guarding Jay, I don't think me and Jay really went at it that often. We didn't guard each other that much because the size difference. But it was times where Jay would just be in the gym. We'd be playing 5-on-5, full court, and it basically was the Jay show. It was the Jay show. He crossed the hell out of one white boy point guard, and no disrespect to the white guys, but let me talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But he crossed the shit out of one of these point guards, score. Cross the shit out of a point guard, throw a pass for an assist. Cross shit out of a point guard, throw an alley-oop to me for a dunk, where he would just dominate the game. Nobody else was even, it didn't seem like nobody else was even playing. He would just dominate the pickup game. Jay was nasty. I'm gonna give him credit for that. Me and him bumped heads on the court multiple times, but I gotta give the dude credit. He was nasty. He was probably, in terms of talent, Jay was the most talented player out of all of us. In terms of talent, he was number 1. If I had to rank everybody by talent, I would say Jay, number 1. I'd say Wes and Sheed was tied for number 2 and number 3. They was tied, number 2, 3. Me, number 4, and B, number 5. In terms of just raw talent. But I'm going to explain that, too, also in a second. And then I'm going to be talking about Sheed. Sheed was 6'5", wing. She liked to play like, who she used to try to play like? I think he used to try to play like Tracy McGrady. It was one of them players that he really liked, like a guard that he really loved, and he used to always think he was playing like. I think it was Tracy McGrady, maybe it was Kobe. The dude could play. She could go. Like, he was a dude, like I said, it was sometimes in pickup, like, yo, I could not stop this dude from scoring. I couldn't stop him. He couldn't really stop me, but I couldn't stop him either. And when I say that, I'm saying that, like, out of respect. I'm giving them respect. Because, listen, I went and played pro. So when I'm telling you all these things that these dudes was doing that I couldn't do nothing about, I'm telling you that they had the game to go pro. But if I did it and I couldn't stop them, that means they could have did it too. But just things went different for different people. And B, I put B number 5 on the talent list. And I know B is going to watch this video because I'm going to send it to him. But when I say B was number 5 on the talent list, I also got to throw a disclaimer out there. I got to give you the truth. Out of all 5 of us, B had more success playing ball in college than all the other 4 of us put together. B had more success at Altoona. His 2 years at Altoona, B averaged like 20, like 10 boards, like over 1 block per game, all conference 2 years in a row. Ain't none of us do none of that. None of us averaged 20. None of us had double figures in any other stat. None of us led the conference in no other stat. None of us made all conference. None of us, I think Wes made honorable mention, none of us made all conference. B's the only one who did any of those things even once. He did it twice. He was the only one who had real success playing in college amongst us 5. But the funny thing is, just ranked by talent, he was probably number 5. We all have more talent than him, but he had more success than all of us. So that should be motivation for some of y'all out there. If you on a team where somebody got way more talent than you, that don't mean you stuck not getting the success. He had less talent than me, less than Wes, She, and Jay. And I think if you asked him, he'd probably tell you himself. But guess what? He had the success. And he was the least like prototyped for his position. B was a 6'5" playing center. B was playing center. He wasn't playing power forward. He was playing center. He was a 6'5" center. It was times he got to play center, but he was pretty much center. Right? 6'5". I'm 6'3", 6'4" playing the wing, which makes sense. Wes 6'5" playing point guard. Makes sense if you got the game. Jay 6 feet playing point guard. Makes sense. She 6'5" playing the wing. we was all pretty much playing a position that based on height and what we see, we was all pretty much playing a position that we could go into the pros and play. All the other four of us, me, Jay, Sheed, Wes. B was 6'5" playing center though. 6'5" is like at the best, a small forward if you super athletic. 6'5", you can play small forward. If you got some, and of course, based on your skills, like I talked about in the previous video. B 6'5" playing center had more success than all of us. And again, this is at the D3 level. I gotta make sure y'all understand that. But at the same time, like I'm saying, he had less talent than all of us, but he had more success. So don't take it, me saying he was number 5 in talent, like that means he wasn't good. Dude averaged 20 and 10. 2 years in a row, all conference, 2 years in a row. Yes, it was at the D3, but shit, who else did it? If you did it, tell me. Give me a link to your stats. Give me a link to your 2-year stats if you did it. If you think that's not impressive, show me that you did it. So people might try to say, oh, well, he did it at a D3. Well, look, where'd you do it? Did you even do it in high school? So I gotta make sure I put everything as it is. And as I said, I didn't say this at the beginning of the vid, but I wanted to make this video because with all the time that has passed, I know I can be completely objective about it, give dudes their credit where it's due, and give dudes not non-credit where it's due also, and myself too. If I did something wrong, I'm gonna say, and other things, and I ain't even finished. I gotta give y'all the rest of the story. This might be my longest video ever, talking video. All right, so that year, if all 5 of us had played, if we had all played, I'm gonna tell you what the hoop team would have been. I'm gonna try to, from memory, I'm gonna tell you the rotation, who would have been playing. The starting lineup, if Gilliam, just looking at our team, the starting lineup should have been me, Wes, J, She, B, somehow, some way. Now, mind you, this is 2003. This is before Golden State wins 73 games. This is before all that pacing and spacing. This is before a player who's athletic, can play defense, who can shoot threes and get to the hole. Before that type of player is so highly valued. I mean, they was valued back then, but it was before that was like the priority. This is way before all that. This is 10 years before that. If we would have had, if that mindset had been in basketball and we had the coach who was capable of coaching it, man, we would have had, we could have won the championship in D3. We had the talent to win. I ain't going to say we could have won because we never even played as a team. So I ain't going to say we could have just beat any team just because of talent, because that's absolutely false. But if we would have had the right coach who understood that and could have made it work, we could have did it. Armin Gilliam was not that coach. Armin Gilliam did not know how to coach basketball. Armin Gilliam understood talent. He understood, he knew how to recruit. He recruited. The reason we had Sheed, the reason we had Jay, the reason we had Wes was because of Armin Gilliam. They never would have came to our campus if it wasn't for Armin Gilliam. No other coach that played at Altoona, coached at Altoona, would have got those dudes to come there. All 3 of them dudes could have been playing at a D1 somewhere. And this is, I'm not saying that because they my friends. I'm saying that just straight up objectively. All 3 of them could have been playing at a D1 school. They was at a D3 playing with us for different reasons. Gilliam got those dudes in there. As a recruiter, he could do that. He could get some talented ass people on campus, but he was not a good coach. He didn't know how to coach a team like that. And the team that he ended up coaching, which wasn't all of us together, it was like no more than 3 of us at once. He didn't do too well because he didn't know what he was doing. And I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But that lineup, it should have been Jay and Wes in the backcourt. Of course, they could have taken turns bringing the ball up the court. Then it should have been me and She and B was the front court guys. You ain't even had that. You ain't even had to give us positions. That's why I'm saying this was way ahead of his time. Armin Gilliam didn't understand this. Please forget it. Now, some coach could have understood this. Even back then, could have said, look, this is what we got. These 5 dudes got all the talent. Look, I gotta figure out a way to make these 5 dudes work together. We're gonna figure this out. That's what I would have did if I was coaching. I ain't no damn coach. I'll never be a coach, but I would have had to figure that out. Like, we gotta make this work because all this talent, this gotta work. Only thing that would have gotten in the way of that 5 working, Jay West in the backcourt, me, She, B in the front court, just making it work. Only thing that would have gotten in the way, only thing that did get in the way, I'm gonna say it got in the way anyway, even though we never played, ego. Too much damn ego. It was too much ego. Those 5 dudes, I'm gonna tell you right now, this ain't a video about off the court stuff, but off the court, B was the only one who had a relationship, like who was really in one and wasn't doing nothing else. The only off the court, listen, we was bumping heads off the court over females, over shit like that, off the court. So there's no way we was gonna get together on the court. Like, people who can't click off the court rarely have much chemistry on the court. Me and Wes had chemistry on the court because we was real cool off the court. Me and him got real cool off the court before we even got that cool on the court. Like, we messed off the court first And we clicked so much off the court, then when we got on the court, it was all good. And of course he could play and I could play, because if he couldn't play, I wouldn't have respected him. And if I couldn't play, he wouldn't have respected me. And the same thing with B and all that. You know what I'm saying? B didn't really party with us as much as we used to go out and go get chicks and go to every frat party and do the stuff we was doing, and I ain't even gonna get into all that. This ain't an off the court video. He wasn't that involved in all that, but I knew him because we had built a relationship the year before. Like, we had a class together. That's when we started seeing each other, we started talking, we got cool. And that's how we ended up being roommates. And I know I'm giving y'all a whole lot of people. Y'all don't even know these people, but again, I just needed to make this video because I need to get this out. And I want to make sure dudes from Altoona see this, at least the ones I can find, to make sure they see this and see this vid. So anyway, ego would have gotten away. First thing, at the point guard position, Jay was like Allen Iverson, in a good way and in a bad way. So whatever you like about Iverson, he was that, and whatever you don't like about Iverson, he was that too. On the court, I'm saying. I'm not talking about off the court, on the court. Which means, if you just give Jay the ball and tell everybody get the hell out the way, Jay's getting you 35. I don't care who guarding him. I don't care what team you playing against. You give Jay the ball, tell everybody get out the way, Jay's getting 35 by himself, just isolating, crossing dudes, hitting threes, dunking on dudes. Mind you, this dude's like 6 feet maybe, dunking on dudes. Dunking, crossing dudes over, you name it, he was doing it. He was doing it against D3 guards. Jay had D1 game. He was a D1 guard playing at a D3. Jay gets you 35. You just gave him the ball every time. Just said, do what you want, Jay. He'd be like, all right. You ain't had to call no, he wouldn't ask no questions. He'd be like, all right, end of the game, 30. Now your team might lose, but he had 30. Jay was very selfish. He's a very selfish player. He was like, in basketball we call it a gun, or y'all call it a ball hog, like a dude who just plays as if he's the only person on the court. He don't pass the ball to nobody unless it's a pass that's gonna make him look good. And y'all know what I mean when I say that, a pass that makes you look good. That means like, I'll pass you the ball, but only if me passing it to you means you about to catch it and shoot it, because then I get the assist. Or I drop you off a pass so you can catch it and then make the layup. Or I hit you with a pass so you catch it and dunk it, but I get an assist for it. Basically, I'm not giving up the ball unless it's to make myself look good by what you end up doing. You understand? That's the type of player he was. Jay wasn't the type of dude who would just dump it down into the post and then move out the way so the post guy could go to work like B. When Jay and B was the only two dudes on the team together, and there was a moment they was the only two dudes out of us 5 who was on the team, they played together. B wasn't hardly scoring no points. B was scoring like 4 points, 2 points. Mind you, this dude averaged 20 the year before. He was scoring 2 and 4 points in the game. I'm looking at the stats like B had 4 points. I'm like, yo, how the fuck you have 4 points, dude? You averaged 20 last year. Why you have 4 points? Jay wasn't passing the ball. Oh, look at Jay's stat. Jay had 30. Jay would have 30. The dude who averaged 20 last year, all conference, coming back, senior, had 4. Jay had 30. That's the type of player Jay was. And I knew this from pickup. This is the type of player he was. This dude who he didn't understand. He wasn't the type of dude who was just dumping in. If he could be the center of attention and had a ball in his hands all the time, Jay could do his thing. So the player that he played best with out of the 5 of us, it's funny because I'm saying all this stuff, the player he played best with out of the 5 of us was me. And you know why? Because I was a dude like, just to give you an example, I was like Sean Marion. You remember Sean Marion when he was playing for Phoenix? That's how I played kind of like then. When Wes and Jay was on the court with me, I played like Sean Marion. Basically, I didn't mind if they was handling the ball. Like, yo, Wes, you bring the ball up. You dribble, you cross dudes over. Jay, you go dribble 30 times and break down the defense. It didn't matter to me because all I would do, I just move around, move without the ball. Jay hit me with that pass, dunk. Wes hit me with that no-look pass, boom. This is what me and Wes would do. And you can ask anybody in Altoona who was there when me and Wes was around. And me and Wes used to go play pickup every court in Altoona. Every court in Blair County, me and Wes used to go play. When B wasn't around, we used to go play. The summer after I graduated, B wasn't there. Me and Wes used to go play pickup every damn day, everywhere. This is what would happen. Wes would get the ball. He'd do his dribbling thing. He'd cross the shit out some dude, drive into the paint. Somebody would help off of me to try to stop Wes from scoring. Wes would drop me off with a nice-ass pass. The crowd be like, oh. He'd throw me like this nice-ass no-look pass. The crowd be like, ooh. And then I'd catch the ball and dunk it. The crowd be like, oh. So I'd be like, ooh, oh. That was our play. That's what we would do. Wes would cross somebody, hit me with a pass, I'd dunk it. That was the play. And I wouldn't always dunk it. Sometimes it'd be a layup. But that was pretty much how we played. He'd cross dudes off the handle, hit me with the pass, I'd finish. And when I played with Jay, the few times I played with Jay in pickup, he would do it. Jay knew how to find me. Jay was nasty, man. He could find you if you was open. And I'm the type of dude amongst the 5 of us, I was the dude who was the most comfortable playing off the ball. Basically meaning B was a post dude, but B was the dude like, yo, throw it in so I could do my thing. Give me the ball. B could face up and hit the J on you. He could back you down and score off the post. He wasn't athletic at all. I never even seen B dunk. But he was scoring. He was getting you 20 points. Like, you ain't got to be able to dunk to get 20 points. He was getting 20 points. And he had the J. He could hit the 3. He could put the ball on the floor a little bit. So he was doing his thing. But he needed the ball. He was like, yo, throw it in. Let me do my thing. Get out the way. Let me do my thing. That's the type of player he was. Then you had a dude like Sheed. Sheed was a dude who he thought he was Tracy McGrady. So how Tracy McGrady play? How Kobe play? He thought he was T-Mac. So what he want to do? Get out and give me the ball. Let me isolate. I'm going to do my dribble and I'm going to score. And he could score. But you can't be a dribble the air out the ball point guard and play with Sheed, because both people need the ball. So Sheed was a dude who needed the ball. Wes was a dude who needed, in my opinion, Wes needed the ball too. Now Wes could play off the ball. I seen Wes play without having the ball in his hands that he could play. Because me and him would play, when it would just be me and Wes, I could dribble the ball too. I wasn't no bum ball handler. I can handle the rock. I ain't have all the crosses like Jay and Wes had, but I could just go straight line because I was so athletic. I just blow by dudes and just use my athleticism. I used to use the jump stop. That was my go-to move. I just hit dudes. I drive in a little bit as far as I could, hit you with the jump stop, and then I just out-jump you and just score over top of you. That was my move. But when I got the rebound, I tried to be LeBron James. Grab the board, go coast to coast. And mind you, this is 2003 when LeBron was like a rookie in the league. I would try to go LeBron. Grab that rebound, just go coast to coast and score. That's what I would do. But when I would do that, Wes was cool with it. He was okay not having the ball all the time. So Wes and Jay was similar, but Wes was way more unselfish than Jay. Jay had to have the ball. If Jay didn't have the ball in his hands, it was like he's not even playing. He wouldn't even move. If he had a ball, he was like a statue. He wouldn't move off the ball. He wouldn't set a screen. He wouldn't do nothing to help the basketball team win if he did not have the ball. And I say that was a detriment to him, but also, like I told you, dude, he get you 35. He scored 35 on anybody. Whoever you is watching this video, Jay would have gave you 35 in 2003. That's how nice he was. And again, and me and Jay I ain't even talked to Jay since I left college. I don't even know where he's at. So I'm not even saying it because he's my friend or nothing like that. The dude was just nasty. That's how nasty he was. And he's the only one I say we give anybody 35. Actually, Wesley gives somebody 35 too. Let me not front. Wesley gave somebody 35 and Jay. And they both the two nastiest handles I've ever seen. But Wes could not have a ball and be all right with it for a period of time. He'd be all right when I wanted to do my thing. Like, we get in a pickup game, I start talking shit to somebody. I'm like, yo, I'm about to score 10 points in a row on this dude. Wes be like, all right. And he just keep giving me the ball, and then I go do it. And he was all right with that. He was okay with seeing me do that. Jay was not okay with somebody else getting all the shine. He couldn't even be entertained by it. You know what I'm saying? You ever play with your man, somebody you know, and they like, yo, I'm about to kill this dude. This dude can't guard me. Give me the ball. Or I got something personal against this dude. Or, yo, I don't like this dude. Or, yo, this dude fouled me too hard. Give me the ball every time. I'm about to bust his ass. You know what I'm talking about. And then your man says that to you. And you like, all right, yo, do your thing. And you want to give him the ball because you want to see him bust that dude ass. Like, you take joy in watching it happen. That's the type of play. If I'm playing with Wes and some dude trying to go at Wes, I'm like, yo, bust his ass. I'm just giving Wes the ball every time, and I'm just keep talking shit to hype it up because I want to see him do it. Jay was the only dude I ever seen who wasn't capable of doing that. Right? His mind couldn't turn around it. Like, he just had to be the dude. He had to be the guy. That was just his mindset. He had to be the guy. But being the guy, he was damn nasty. Again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. But Wes could play off the ball a little bit more. Overall, the reason that wouldn't have worked, that group, just because it was too many egos. Like, she needed the ball or he was useless. She was useless without the ball, in my opinion. He wasn't really a good player if he didn't have a ball on offense. If he didn't have a ball in his hands, he wasn't doing nothing. Jay, if he didn't have a ball, he wasn't doing nothing. Now, mind you, it was only one basketball. Jay needed the ball. She needed the ball. In my opinion, Wes was way better when he had the ball than when he didn't. Wes could play off the ball, but I didn't consider Wes up. He wasn't an off-the-ball guard. He wasn't no shooting guard. Wes was a point guard. He needed that, in my opinion, to be effective, to really be him, he needed to have a ball. So that's three people who needed to have a ball. Jay and she needed it. Like, it was life or death for them. It was feast or famine. They had a ball, they might as well not even be on the court. Wes could be on the court and he could be a contributor without having the ball, but he was way 30 times better with the ball. B would still get you boards. He'll still block shots and be effective in a couple touches he gets, even if he's not getting the ball. But, I mean, you got to feed the big man. You got a big man. You want him to protect the rim and grab boards. He got to feel involved in offense, especially if he can play. And B can play. So you got to give him the ball. He needed the ball. I was the only player out of that five who I could play and not really, you ain't had to give me the ball and like let me go one-on-one. I could be effective. And I ain't just saying this because it's me. Anybody who was around there could confirm this. I wasn't the type of dude who needed to take dudes one-on-one. Like, look, I play off the ball. Look, Wes, Jay, y'all do the dribbling. Look, I'm going to cut off the ball. Look, you cross somebody, I'm open. Boom, that ball, the pass will be there. Like, that's the difference with the point guards. And let me get to the part where I said the white boy point guards at Altoona. And I'm not saying this as disrespecting any white people. If you're a white boy and you play basketball, and I say white boy as a figure of speech, so you may be a man. Hopefully y'all understand this. All right? Nobody, don't take this personally. I'm not talking about you personally. And if I am talking about you personally, it's not a personal problem. It's a basketball conversation. Everybody understand. I want to make sure I'm clear on that because I don't want nobody, commenting and getting in touch with me. It's like, oh, Dre, why you being disrespectful to white people? That's not what this is. But anyway, at Altoona, it was these point guards. It was these guards. We had a whole bunch of guards. When Gilliam kicked everybody off the team, we got all these guards who could not dribble the ball to save their lives. They were straight line dribblers. They didn't have no kind of shakes. They didn't have no kind of crossovers. No, what do they call it, shiftiness. No shiftiness to them. They have nothing. They was just these white dudes from the suburbs with this real basic ass game. And at the D3 level, these are the kind of guys that go all conference. These are the kind of guys that become stars at the D3 level, at least where I was playing. But when dudes like Wes and Jay came in who had D1 skills, but they was playing at the D3 level, they was busting these dudes. They was tearing these dudes new assholes every day in the gym. And I ain't even gonna say these guards' names, but they know who they are. If you see this video, you know who you are. If you was in the gym that year, you know you was getting your ass busted. And if I'm lying, speak up and tell me I'm lying. All right, if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying. This is a fact. They was busting these dudes' ass. But when Gilliam, the reason I bring this up, when Gilliam kicked everybody off the team, before Wes was playing and Jay wasn't playing, me and B was on the team. Me and B was like forwards. We didn't have no guards. The guards couldn't handle the damn ball. They couldn't dribble. So the other teams would just full court trap us all game. We have like 25 turnovers, and they would just score point after point, just turning over our guards. Meaning B and me would never even touch the ball because the ball never got across half court because our guards couldn't fucking dribble. They didn't have no game. So that's the reason why we was getting blown out. Our best players couldn't even get the ball because our guards couldn't dribble. And the best guard we had, Gilliam ran him off the team. So what are we supposed to do, Gilliam? And then he makes the excuse that we losing because we got freshmen. Like, dude, we had a senior. You kicked him off the team. You ran our senior point guard off the team, dude. You quit. You quit, coach. He quit. That's what happened. Not Kenny quit. No, Gilliam quit by running him off the team like that because he knew that was his only chance of being anywhere near successful. If your best two players is forwards, but they can't touch the ball because your guards can't dribble. But I got a couple dunks during the year. The short time I played with Gilliam, I got a couple dunks just because when the guards finally did get the ball over half court, I would catch it, and then I get a full head of steam because there wasn't nobody in between me and the basket. Somebody come try to play help defense, or he had to play like one defender against two offensive guys, and I dunked on a couple dudes just because of the few lucky times we broke the press with our bum ass guards. But that's why Gilliam went and got those guards. But it wouldn't have worked, I don't think, just because of egos. If we had been able to suppress our egos that five, and Gilliam had like any type of brain, we would have made that work. Like, he would have figured out a way to make sure B got his touches. Jay and Wes would have ran wild on the guards in that conference. We played in this conference called the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference. Oh my God. Jay and Wes would have ran wild. If them two in the backcourt together, are you kidding me? They would have ran wild on those guards. They would have both been all-conference guards, both of them, I think. I think B would have made all-conference center. I don't know what I would have did and she would have did, just because I think the team probably would have revolved around those three dudes. I think it would have, even with me on the team. It would have revolved around me. I think what I would have did, if we all had suppressed our egos and Gilliam knew how to coach, he had a conversation with us and he would have said, listen, Dre, look, this is what it is, Dre. You, the most athletic guy we got on the team. You, the most versatile guy we have on the team. This is what I need you to do this year. I need you to understand that you're not really going to get a lot of plays ran for you, but we're going to run a ball movement offense. I want you to use your athleticism, use your quickness, play off the ball, just cut off the ball, find the open spaces, and you know our guards. Look, you know Wes is nice. You know Jay is nice. They're your friends. You know they can play. All you got to do is move off the ball. When you get the ball, you're probably going to be in a position to score. Look, use your athleticism, Dre. Put the ball in the basket. And on defense, I need you to guard the best player on the other team. The best player on the other team, I need you to guard those guys. I need you to go out there and get me 8 to 10 rebounds a game because you're so athletic. You can out-jump anybody. Just get 8 to 10 rebounds a game. Look, you're going to get like 10 to 15 points a game just off catching passes off these guards that we got here. You already know that, Dre. You know they can play. That's what I need from you. Can you do that? That's the conversation he should have had with you. Now, I'm not blaming him for that because, again, I should have been mature enough to understand it. But I'm 21. I got a lot of ego. Mind you, I just got kicked out the gym the year before. My mind is set on I'm going to prove this dude wrong. So my ego was in the way. But if he was if he had any brains as a coach, he would have had that conversation with me. He would have said, look, Dre, this is what I need from you. This is who we got. This is what I need. And he would have had a similar conversation with everybody else just based on what he thought they was going to do. He would have said, look, B, look, you averaged 20 last year. Look, we got 2 guards here who are way, way better than what we had last year. You might not average 20 this year. You might average 15. But what I need from you is, first of all, to understand and accept that, because we got other talent that you're not going to get as many touches. Also understand I still need you to get that 10 rebounds. I still need you to block 1 shot a game. I still need you to be a leader who keeps everybody together, because you know all these dudes. They all respect you. Even our most talented players, they all respect you. Look, I need you to just keep everybody together. Even though you're not going to get as many points, look, I still know you can get those 10 boards. I'm going to make sure you still get your touches. I just need you to be the big man and protect the rim and grab those boards. Can you do that? He should have had that conversation with Big. He should have had a conversation with Sheed and been like, look, Sheed, look, you an athletic wing, but look, you a junior. B is a senior. Dre is a senior. Wes is a senior. You the only one. You and Jay the only 2 that's going to have eligibility after this year. So I want you to understand, Sheed, you might not get the ball that much this year. Same thing I told Dre. You might not get the ball that much, but look, you 6'5", you can jump. I need you to just play real good defense. I need you to knock down those open shots when you get it, because you're a lights out shooter. I need you to finish at the rim when you get a chance, because you know Jay and Wes can pass that ball. I need you to play all around D. And look, next year, you're going to be the man. Next year, you're going to be the man. You're going to get the ball as much as you want. Can I count on you for that? And he would have had his conversation. Could have had a conversation with Wes and Jay. Like, look, Wes and Jay, the team going to run through y'all. Because last year, teams was full court pressing us. They're not going to press us no more, because we got the 2 best ball handlers in the whole conference on the same team. Look, I want them to press us. This is, mind you, this is the coach talking. Look, I want them to try to press y'all. And when they try to press y'all, I want y'all to run wild on their ass. Look, I'm putting the ball in y'all hands. I want y'all to do y'all thing. Don't come down the court every time trying to run a play. Just do your thing. Y'all know how to play basketball. Y'all know how to play together. Y'all know what y'all got. Y'all know y'all got Dre coming off the ball. Y'all know Dre's athletic. Hit him with his passes so he can finish. Y'all know B needs to get a few touches every game. He's our big man. Y'all know you got to make sure the big man gets the ball. Look, both of y'all can shoot from the outside. Make sure y'all can knock down those outside shots. Make sure he like to score his points. Make sure y'all throw him a few bones so he can get his points, so his ego stays in check. And then on defense, I need y'all to eat these guards up. I need y'all to eat these guards up in this league. Listen, we eat up every team's guards. Nobody can beat us. All we got to do is eat up their guards all game, every game, all season, and we good. Can I count on y'all for that? I guarantee everybody would have been like, yeah, let's do it. That's all he had to do as a coach. That's the only conversation he had to have as a coach. And again, I ain't no coach, and I ain't trying to be no coach. But this is the kind of conversation that I think he could have had. We could have made that work. We could have made that work. That would have been a hell of a team. So what ended up happening, because I didn't play. I chose not to play. She breaks his leg like at the beginning of the season. He broke his leg, so he missed the whole season. He got injured. Then Wes, he didn't play the first semester. He was getting his credits transferred. He ended up playing the second semester. Jay played the first semester, ended up ineligible after the first semester. So then, boom, Jay and Wes never got to play together, because Jay played that one, and then when Wes finally came, he wasn't eligible, and then Wes was eligible, so they never even got to play together in college. B was the only one who played all the way through. And as soon as Jay leaves the team, B goes back up to scoring 20 points a game, where Wes is the point guard. So again, that goes back to the part that I told you a minute ago. When Wes was the point guard, B was getting the ball, getting what he should have got. When Jay was the point guard, B ain't never touched the ball, but Jay was getting his. Jay was getting 30 points a game, even though the team was losing by a lot. He was getting his. But again, man, that team. So let me wrap this up. Just wrapping this up with y'all. That team would have been, if I had played on it, if everything that had gone the way that it could have went, if everybody had been eligible at the same time, if she didn't break his leg, if I didn't have so much ego, and we had a coach who knew what the hell he was doing, if all of those things happened, if all of those things had happened, that would have been the most talented basketball team I had ever played on in my life. At least to that point. Who knows what would have happened after that? Maybe everything be different. Maybe I wouldn't even be here making these videos. But if that team had played together, Jay and Wes in the backcourt, that alone I would have paid to watch just that. Me and she and B in the front court, and all of us was cool. All of us had talent. All of us was pro-level players. And then the bench. Who would have been off the bench? It was a dude named Blaze, big, strong-ass white dude. He would have played. He would have been on the team because he was strong and he could get in there and bang in the paint. He was like my height, but real big, like power lifter big. Who else would have been playing? It was a dude named Ethan who was a point guard. I mean, he couldn't fuck with Wes or Jay, but he was competent enough at the D3 level. He wasn't no star, but he was competent. He was a guy you could put in the game for a couple minutes and he wouldn't completely destroy you. And I'm gonna leave it at that. There was Tyler. He was a freshman that year. He wasn't that good. As a freshman, he wasn't that good, but he was capable. He could do a few things. Again, he's the same thing I say about him, I say about Ethan. He could get in there and not destroy you. He wasn't going to do too much, but he wouldn't destroy you. Who else? Who else was on the team? I don't even remember who else was on the team. It was a dude named Barry, who was like a 6'8" stiff, who could barely touch the rim, but he's 6'8", so you could put him in the game just to eat up some space, even though he probably wouldn't have did much. There was this dude named Breeze, Mark Labrizzi, I mentioned him earlier. He was like my height, but he was real strong, like a weightlifter dude every day in the gym lifting weights, real ripped, like a model type body. But he couldn't play, and he had no heart whatsoever, and he had no talent. But he could jump, and he was strong. So if he got in the game and if he had his head somewhat in the game, he's gonna get you 10 rebounds just because he's athletic and strong. He could have did that. Who else was on the team? I'm forgetting some people. I don't remember everybody who was on the team that year, but that would have been pretty much the rotation. But really, this video is about the 5. This video is about the 5. And Tone, if you watching this, you wasn't ever around. I don't know where the hell you was at, Tone, most of the time. Tone would have been a part of it if he had been around more. He wasn't around too much. But that 5 would have been the best team I'd ever played on. I think we definitely could have won the AMCC conference. Again, we would have needed some help from the bench because you can't play the same 5 dudes 40 minutes every game. We would need some help from the bench. We would have needed a competent coach who understood how to do something with that group. And you would have needed a coach who not only knew the X's and O's of what to do with that group, but also the psychology. He would have had to sit down with every one of us, or even all 5 of us together, and be like, yo, look, I'm sitting down with the 5 of y'all because y'all know y'all the best 5 here, right? Y'all know that this is it. Y'all know that we gonna win or lose based on how y'all mesh and whether y'all deliver or not, right? Y'all don't understand that, right? To get everybody on the same page. Like, Gilliam tried to treat everybody at the same level. That didn't work. Like, you got dudes who's way talented than everybody else, way more talented than everybody else on the team. You need to have a different conversation with them dudes. That's the way you got to coach. You don't treat Michael Jordan the same way you treat Will Purdue. You got to have a different conversation with that man. Like, show him some respect. When he knows that you respect the fact that he got more game than everybody else, and it ain't got to be something you do in front of everybody. But again, it could be a one-on-one conversation. Like, Dre, look, you know you're the most athletic dude here, but you ain't going to get the ball that much. This is what I need you. This is what you can do, though. Can you do that? I would have been like, yeah, because I would have did it not even because I felt like it would have helped my career or helped me get overseas or got me some good film or nothing, but just because he showed me the respect and said, look, I know the same thing that you know, that you got this skill, that skill, that skill, but look, based on who we got, based on what we're trying to do, this is what's going to happen. This is what you got to give up, and this is what I need you to do. Can you just do that? If he would have just had the conversation with me, even if it was less than what I expected, I would have said, yeah, just because he showed me the respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to show people respect, and this is anything you do, basketball, business, anything. If you show people the respect and just let them know that you respect what they can do and you understand that they might have to sacrifice, you understand they might have to give something up, you get a whole lot more out of people if you just show them that. A 5-minute conversation can make a world of difference when you're working with another person, when you just show them the respect and you just show them that you understand what they understand. If they don't think you understand what they understand, you're always going to be clashing with another person. And if you ever had that situation, like another person, you can tell that they don't think that you understand what they know, or you ever had somebody who, no matter how much you talk to them, no matter how much you work with them, you feel like they don't really see what you see. You feel like they don't really respect what you're capable of, and you never really click with that person because they don't respect it. That's the mistake that Gilliam made. He didn't really respect what he had. He didn't understand it. He wasn't a coach. He was a player who was Gilliam was good at training. If you want somebody to train you and help you get better, like on a one-on-one thing, Gilliam was good at that. Like, Gilliam should have been a trainer, just living in Altoona, just training basketball players for like $50 an hour. Like, yo, 50, yeah, I'll come train you. He could have did 20. We was in college, we ain't had no money. $20, $10 an hour. Like, yo, let me just come to the campus, just work y'all dudes out so y'all can get some damn game if y'all gonna try to play in the pros. Because we all had pro game, all of us. Gilliam should have been a trainer, and we should have had somebody who knew what they was doing to coach that team. We could have did so much. But I don't know how many times I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna wrap this vid on that note. If you watch this whole video, leave me a comment and let me know. I appreciate it. Even though you don't know any of the people in this vid besides me, unless you happen to have been in Altoona when I was at Altoona. And if you was one of those people, leave me a comment. I want to know. I want to know who you are, what your impression was, if you noticed anything that I didn't mention, anything that I didn't put in this vid, what you thought about that situation, if you was even paying as much attention. I think I thought about it, me, B, Wes, we probably thought about it more than anybody else because we was the ones in the middle of it. You know, it's not like we was on TV or nothing. There wasn't no money involved. But if you happen to know about this situation, you was around, or you know somebody that knows somebody, or you one of the people that I mentioned, leave a comment. I want to hear what you got to say. But everybody else, if you didn't know nobody except me, and and you watched this whole vid, tell me what you thought, just based on what I said. Did the story make sense? Was it coherent? Could you follow what I was talking about, even though you don't know anybody besides me? Let me know. Everybody work on your game. Hour and 20 minutes talking street. DreAllDay.com.